Hello students, how are you all of you? I think you are fine. Okay, you are looking for the another topics. Here, according to the interest, I am going to discuss a topics over coordinate geometry for the standard 9. Okay, and this coordinate geometry was first introduced by French mathematician and philosopher René Descartes. Was published in his book La Geometry in 1637. Okay, and what is coordinate geometry? Exactly found the coordinate geometry was exactly found the relationship between the geometrical shape and the algebra. This is a relationship between the geometrical shape and algebra. So the coordinate geometry is a branch of mathematics. Branch of mathematics which deals with the relationship between geometry and algebra with the help of coordinate of a point. With the help of coordinate of a point in a plane. Okay, understand? So, coordinate geometry, it is a branch of mathematics which deals with the relationship, which deals with the study of relationship. Okay, it is a branch of mathematics which deals with the study of relationship between the geometry and algebra with the help of coordinate of a point in a plane. So my second point is that what is coordinate of a point? Coordinate of a point. Coordinate of a point. What is coordinate of a point? Okay, the coordinate of a point. The coordinates of a point in a plane are the two real numbers. Okay, are the two real numbers with respect to given reference point, reference lines. Okay, so the coordinate of a point are the two real numbers in a plane are the two real numbers. Okay, the coordinate of points in a plane are the two real numbers with respect to the two given reference lines. Okay, and these reference lines what is this? These reference lines are called coordinate axes. Coordinate axis. Okay, one is called x-axis, the horizontal line. So these coordinate axes are named as x-axis and y-axis. These coordinate axes are named as these coordinate axes. These two coordinate axes or reference line coordinate axis named as x-axis, which is the horizontal line, and y-axis, which is the vertical line. So these two coordinate axes named as x-axis, which is the horizontal line is called x-axis. Another is vertical line is called y-axis. The y-axis is perpendicular to x-axis, and all of you know passes to the origin. The point of intersection of x-axis and y-axis is known as origin. Okay. So let us write down, note down this one, all of you. Okay, over, it's over. Okay. You see, here you see the x-axis, the horizontal line. This is called x-axis, the plane. This consists of x-axis. This is the x-axis. The horizontal line is called x-axis. This is x. This point is O, and this point is x dash. So x-axis is that, or you can write x dash O x. Okay, x dash O x. Okay, understand? Okay, the x-axis, which is also known as x dash O x. The horizontal line in the plane is called x-axis. Understand or not? Actually, plane consists of two systems of line: a system of horizontal line and system of vertical line. So, if one of the line is taken as a reference line, which is known as the x-axis, and one of the line of system of vertical line is taken as y-axis as the reference line, study the coordinate of a point. So, a coordinate of two reference line means x-axis and y-axis is required to study the coordinate of a point, and this coordinate of point has widely application to draw the different geometrical shape and also to find the position of the object, and it has a widely application in physics also, you will see. Okay, so this horizontal line is called x-axis. Look at here. Here is x-axis horizontal line. If this is a plane, I have taken one line, one reference line, and this is the right hand side. This is the start from origin O, and this is the right hand side of the horizontal line, and this is the left hand side of the horizontal line. And all of you know, in the number lines, if 0, then this is coming first from origin 1, then coming 2, then coming 3, and understand or not? And these are known as what? These points are known as the value of x. These points are known as value of x. Here, if you move from the 0 to the right side of the number line, we shall get the value of x will be positive. The value of x will be positive. So plus 1, x value x is equal to 1. Here x is equal to 2, x is equal to 3. Here is a point. Understand or not? here is a point. Suppose the name of the point is A, and whose value is every point on the line is related, is associated with one real number. One real number. Okay, if you consider a line, but if a line is taken as a part of the plane, so this must have the two coordinate. This must have the two coordinate. One a point. Okay, one is the x coordinate, other is the y coordinate. Remember, just I am telling you, every point on the line on the x-axis. A point lies on the x-axis whose x coordinate is 1. So what is the value of y here? If the point A is a part of the plane, it has two coordinate. Here, since point, okay, the point A has the value 1. This is the value of x indicate. It means x coordinate. So what is the y coordinate? Since this point lies on the x-axis, so any point lies on the x-axis, remember, its y coordinate is always 0. Its y coordinate is always 0. And the x coordinate may be any real number. So if A is a point, so you can write this point as, how can I write coordinate? One is x value 1 and y value 0. Suppose B is a point, so you can write coordinate of B what? Here x value 2, y value 0. Since the y coordinate is 0, so this point must lie on the which axis? X axis. Suppose this point is C, then C is equal to x value 3, y value 0. Similarly, if you move to the left side of the number line, okay, from the 0 to the left side of the number line, the value of x will be negative. X value will be negative. X value negative, which is value x is equal to -1. Suppose this is A dash. And the point A dash is also lies on the x-axis, whose x coordinate is -1. So, what is y coordinate? 0. Clear? So, any point lies on the x-axis, its y coordinate is always 0. If the second component y coordinate is 0, we can clearly understand the point lies on the x-axis. Okay, I discussed later. Still, just I am giving the introductory idea. So, another point is B dash. This point is B dash. Its value is -2. So, what is the coordinate of -2? B dash. Here x value is -2. Y value is 0. Is it clear? So, understand or not? So, this is about the horizontal line of the x-axis. Okay. And 0 on the right side of the number line. You say x value 1, x is equal to 2, x is equal to 3. Since it is a line, so every point on the line has one real number. But if you consider in a plane has two coordinate points, two real number. So one is x coordinate, other is y coordinate. So since any line, any point lies on the x-axis, its y value is always 0, and x coordinate may be any real number. Okay. So I will discuss later. Just I am giving some idea before that. So understand or not? Is it clear? You can write this point also. You can write also a point. Remember this. What is it? A point lies on x-axis. Its y coordinate. Its y coordinate is always 0. And its a point lies on the x-axis, its y coordinate is always 0, and its x coordinate abscissa. Yes or no? The x coordinate is known as abscissa. Other name of x coordinate abscissa is any real number. Is it clear? And is any real number, right? Okay. Noted all of you. If I am taking suppose a point M, the coordinate is 7/2 and 0. It means since x coordinate is y coordinate is 0, and its lies on which axis? lies on which axis? X axis. Clearly understood? Okay. Suppose I will take another point n, which is 0.1.20. So here y coordinate is 0. So it lies, the point M lies on also x axis. Right? Understood? So this is the general. So anyone will ask you, so what is the coordinate point lies on the, what is the y coordinate? What is the y coordinate of a point lies on the x axis? It means y coordinate is always 0. What is the y coordinate of a point lies on the x axis? What is the y coordinate? The y coordinate is always 0. Clear? Okay. So this is about the x axis. Horizontal line in the plane. Let us see. Let us see here. Vertical line. Here 7 point is vertical line or y axis. Y axis. It is on y dash o y dash. Okay. So what is the vertical line? The perpendicular line perpendicular to the x axis and passes to the origin. The line perpendicular to the x axis and passes through the origin is known as y-axis. Is known as y-axis. Okay. Similarly, just this is the x-axis. This is the x-axis, x, and y-axis I am doing x dash. This is point is the origin, the point of intersection of x-axis and y-axis, origin, and this is known as y, o, y dash. Here, if you go, understand this line is perpendicular, so this angle must be 90 degree. Okay, understand? So it is one of the reference line. In order to exactly find the position of the coordinate point, we need the two reference line. One reference line is known as horizontal line, x-axis. Another line is known as y-axis. Okay, and in this y-axis, the axis passes to the origin. Here, you see, we move above the origin. The point lies on this will be +1. Y value will be 1. Here, y value will be positive. Y value will be positive. If we move above the x-axis, this is the x-axis, above the x-axis, right? Understand? Here y value is 2, here y value is 3. Similarly, if we move below the x-axis, then what happened here? A point like this is known as y value, y is -1 and y will be negative. If you move down, understand or not? This y will be negative. Y will be negative. Clear? And here y value is -2. Is it clear? Understand? Okay. Here is another point also you will see. Here y value is +1. Suppose this point is known as A. A is a point. The point A lies on the y-axis. In the case of y-axis, you see, since if you consider a line, every point on a line has one coordinate, has one unique real value. Since it is a part of a plane, if you consider with respect to the other coordinate axis, then the point A lies on the y-axis will be represented by the two real numbers. Two coordinate points, two coordinate points, or two real numbers. So how can we represent the point A? The point A can be represented as what? Here x value 0, y value 1. So any point lies on the y-axis, the x coordinate is always 0. And the y coordinate may be any real number. Is it clear? Similarly, if you consider this point is B, this point is B, this point is B. So here B coordinate is what? The point B lies on the y-axis. So here x value will be 0, y value is 2. Similarly, this point is C here. The point C lies on the y-axis. Here the x value what? 0, 1, y value minus 1. So understand or not? So any point lies on the y-axis, its x coordinate is always 0 and the y coordinate may be any real number. Okay. Suppose I am taking, suppose M is a point or B is a point whose coordinate is 0 and 7/9. What is the coordinate here? What is the x coordinate? The x coordinate is 0. So this point lies on y-axis. Is it clear? So, and this y coordinate is 7/9 is a real number, is a rational number, real number, and is x coordinate 0. Is it clear? Okay. Understand? Okay. So what we understood here? Let us write this point. One point. What you understood? A point lies on y-axis is x coordinate is always what? 0 and y coordinate is any real number. Is any real number. Understand? For example, 0 3 0 root 5 0 100/90 etc. lie on which axis? Y-axis, because its x coordinate is 0. So is it clear, students? Clear? Okay? Okay? Let us move really. We are talking about the x coordinate and y coordinate. So what do you mean by x coordinate? What do you mean by x coordinate? Let us discuss about the x coordinate. Okay? So what is x coordinate? Now next point I am talking x coordinate. What is x coordinate and what is y coordinate? It is also known as abscissa. Abscissa. Okay? Other coordinate is abscissa. BSc. SC, SSA. ABSC, SSA. The definition of SSA. ABSCISS abscissa. Okay. This is known as abscissa. Let us see. Spelling is correct or not? ABSCISSA correct. Okay. So what is the coordinate of point? Let us see. Now you see. Suppose I am drawing a coordinate point. Coordinate axis. This is x axis. X y x dash. And this is y o y dash. Understand? In the graph paper, let us draw the two axes, x axis and y axis. Clear? Achha. Let us take a point. This is an example of plane. Let us take point in a plane. Let us P be a point. Or any object. Let us, this is a plane and object is placed on the surface. Okay, so what is the position of this object? What is the position of this point with respect to the x-axis and y-axis? We have to find the exact location of the point. That is the coordinate of point. Okay, understand? So my question is that if I will ask you what is the distance of the point P from the y-axis? And student, you know the distance means the perpendicular. So we have to draw a perpendicular. We have to draw a perpendicular, is known as suppose M. Okay, this is suppose M. So PM perpendicular to y-axis. So what is the distance of the point P from the y-axis, which is a perpendicular PM? And this line parallel to which axis? X-axis. And any lines parallel to x-axis are the values of x. So these are indicated x coordinate. And any lines parallel to x-axis, you say in the graph with the number of horizontal lines, system of horizontal lines. A graph consists of system of horizontal line. So every line parallel to x-axis are indicated the x coordinate, right? So what is the distance of the point P from the y-axis is PM, and this value is known as x. Okay, so the coordinate of a point is that the distance of a point P from the y-axis. So let us write the distance point P from the y-axis is called x coordinate, or axis. Spelling, please remember, sometimes I forget also. Okay, so here MP is perpendicular to y dash. y dash. Understand? So MP the value is equal to, it means distance of the point P. That implies the distance of the point P from y-axis is equal to PM or MP, which is equal to x, value x, and this is known as x coordinate. Understand? So you can write x coordinate here, x value. Similarly, if I will ask you what is y coordinate? What is y coordinate? Because a point not only determined by the x coordinate, it also has y coordinate. Another vertical lines, another reference line is required. Y coordinate, or it is also known as ordinate. So known as what? Ordinate. Okay. So what is ordinate? What is y coordinate? See this. So students. As students, if we will ask you what is the distance of the point P from the x-axis? So what you have to do? We have to draw a perpendicular, which is known as PN. So PN is perpendicular to x-axis. Okay. Understand the distance of a point P from the x-axis. You see, these are the lines. These lines parallel to which axis? Y-axis. Similarly, in the plane, it consists of system of vertical lines. One of the line is reference line, which is called y-axis, and other lines are parallel to y-axis. And any point lies on the parallel y-axis may be termed as y coordinate. So okay, so this line, you will see also this value is what? Y or not? Y will indicate. Similarly, this value will be y. Another things also. The ON equal to x. And this value is also equal to x. You see, interesting thing. And it forms a point. We are taking any point in the plane, in the coordinate planes. Then what happens? it makes a geometrical shape. That geometrical shape is called rectangle. And this point, any point is a number, algebraic expression, numerical expression. So this point, every point in a plane in the coordinate system makes a rectangle, create a rectangle, and whose sides are determined as x-axis and y-axis. Understand or not? Okay. So one thing we learn here, the y-coordinate point means the distance of point P from the x-axis. So write down y-coordinate, the distance of a point from which axis? X-axis is called what? Ordinate or y-coordinate? Y-coordinate. Okay. So this value must be y. This value must be y. So point P is determined. Its point can be explained with the help of the two coordinates. One is x-coordinate, abscissa, y-coordinate, ordinates. And x-coordinate means the distance of the point P from the y-axis, and the y-coordinate determines the distance of the point P from the x-axis. Right? Understand? So a point is generally represented by in this format x and y. We have given the bracket. So the coordinate of point is determined by xy within the bracket, and the first component x is known as the x component. See every point. It means the point P it has two parts. One part is this part circle component. The first component is known as x coordinate, other component is known as y coordinate. But every point in a plane is called an ordered pair. Ordered pair means there are a pair of two real numbers. Every point is a pair of two real numbers, and those and these and here the first component of order, and this ordered pair has two components, and in the first component first you write first component, which is the value of x or x coordinate. The second component of ordered pair is y coordinate for the value of y. It means every point, a point is represented by, what do you wrote here? You see, next point. A point on the plane. Is an ordered pair. Ordered pair of two real numbers. Of two real numbers. And every ordered pair, an ordered pair has of a point has two components. Okay, the first component is ordered pair represented by also, and like that pxy, and this is the first component of ordered pair, which is known as x coordinate, and then the second component of the ordered pair is known as y coordinate or ordinate. Y coordinate. Understand or not? So the first component of ordered pair is known as x coordinate, second component of ordered pair is known as y coordinate. Okay, so an ordered pair has two components. The first pair the first component of the order pair of the point is called what? X coordinate. Yes or no? The second component, you can write point number 13. The second component of the order pair is called y coordinate. Y coordinate. Is it clear? Okay. Let's see. Note down here and please observe here. You see, this is the x component, first component, which is the value of x coordinate. Second component is y, is the y coordinate. Okay. So I'll move to the next. Understand? Okay. Okay. So point is generally represented by P, name of the point, and bracket. There are two components you have to write. The first component must be the x component. Okay. Okay, next point. Point is known as, you see, one interesting thing you see, and I told already now. Suppose this is a rectangular coordinate system. So this is the rectangular coordinate system. This is the x-axis. This is the y-axis, x dash. This is the y-axis, y dash. As if you point, you're taking a, suppose I am taking a point P. Okay. So what is the distance of the point P? Here. This value, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4. This is x value 4. And what is the distance of the point P from the y-axis? This is Pn. This value is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Y value also 4. Y value also 4. X value also 4. So this is how you have to locate point on the coordinate system. You have to locate a point on the coordinate system. Here x value 4, y value 4. And interesting is that if you are taking a point, understand or not? Suppose P is a point, you are drawing, it forms a rectangle. This is called x1, this is called y1. So the point is Ex1, y1. Suppose x1 is any help. Suppose I am taking another point Q. You are drawing a perpendicular here and it forms a rectangle. Understand? And this value is what? x2. And this value is what? y2. And this value x2 means this value also x2. This value is also y2. This value y2, this value y2. So coordinate of point Q can be represented as x2, y2. So it means since a point can be explained with the help of a rectangle, that is why this is called rectangular coordinate system. Remember student, why it is known as rectangular coordinate system? Because every point can be explained at the side of a rectangle and it forms a rectangle. That is why it is known as rectangular coordinate system. Is it clear? So we are taking another point. S. Draw a perpendicular and here draw a perpendicular on the y-axis. Suppose this value is what? This value is suppose x3 and this value is also x3. And here this value is what? y2, y3. This value is y3 and the coordinate of point is x3 and y3. Understand? That is why it is known as rectangular coordinate system. Okay? Understand? Every point in the plane forms a rectangle forms a rectangle whose sides are x coordinate and y coordinate. X coordinate and y coordinate. X coordinate or y coordinate. That is why. So a coordinate plane is also known as a rectangular coordinate system. Rectangular coordinate is it clear? It's known as rectangular coordinate system. Clear? So what is rectangle? Why it is known as rectangular coordinate system? It is also known as rectangular coordinate system because every point forms a rectangle whose sides are the x coordinate and y coordinate. Understood or not? So that it is why it is known as also the coordinate plane is also known as rectangular coordinate system. Right? Okay. Let us come to the another important point. Another important concept that is known as the quadrant. That is known as quadrant. That is known as quadrant. So what is quadrant? Quadrant means 1/4 of a plane. 1/4 of a plane. It means the coordinate axis dividing a plane into 4 parts. If I am drawing a coordinate axis, x-axis and y-axis, it divides the plane into 4 parts. The plane is divided by the coordinate axis into 4 parts, and each part these parts are called quadrant. Understand? So a plane is divided by the parts of the coordinate axis. The parts of the plane divided by coordinate axis. Coordinate axis are called quadrant, except coordinate axis are called quadrant. So there are 4 quadrants. The quadrant, first quadrant, this is known as Q1. This is the second quadrant, and this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. Okay? This is called first quadrant. This is the second quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. Let us see one by one. First, you see the first quadrant. So there are 4 quadrants. There are 4 quadrants. First one, first quadrant. Let us discuss the first quadrant. Otherwise known as Q1. First quadrant is known as Q1. So what is first quadrant? Suppose I am erasing this one. This one I am taking it one. This is what? This is the first quadrant of the plane. If this is a plane, I am talking about this part and this part. Okay, this part and this part. Let us see. This part and this part. This is what? O, this is X, and this is Y. So this is the first quadrant. This quadrant is known as first quadrant. This part is known as first quadrant. Okay. And this first quadrant is the area enclosed. The plane is divided into 4 areas. Okay. And the area enclosed by the OX ray and OY ray is known as first quadrant. Understand? Whose coordinate are 1, 2, 3, 4, x value positive, and y value is 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 and y value is what? Positive. Y value also positive. So first quadrant is that. What is first quadrant? Now you write down. Let us write the first quadrant is that the area of the plane, the part of the plane. You can write the part of the plane enclosed by. Part of the plane's area we can say the part of the plane enclosed by OX ray and OY ray is called first quadrant. Okay, the first one denoted by symbol Q1. In the first quadrant, you see the x value is positive, y value is positive. All the points lies in the first quadrant. X value will be positive x and y value also positive y. Understood or not? Okay. Or you can say x value is positive, y value is positive. Okay. So first quadrant is a set of points, is a group of coordinate points such that x value is positive means greater than 0 and y value positive means greater than 0. Understand or not? Suppose we are taking a point, suppose 2, 3. 2, 3 can be a point, 2 is positive and is a point in the first quadrant. समझ में आ गया? 7/2, 5. X coordinate is positive, y coordinate is positive, so etc. These are the first quadrant. Understand or not? Okay. So this is about the first quadrant. Is it clear? So this is about the first quadrant. This is known as the first quadrant. This line are called first quadrant. Right? This plane is called first quadrant. Okay. Understand? Okay. Let us move to the second quadrant. Let us put the second quadrant. What is second quadrant? Second quadrant. What is second quadrant? Second quadrant. Q2. Let us see. Suppose this is a coordinate axis. And this is what? OY rays, origin, and this is the OX dash rays. Here x value -1, x value -2, here x is negative, here y value positive 1, y value +2, so y value is positive. So this plane, this type of plane, we can say what? These are the second quadrant Q. Okay, so if you draw this, this is x, O, x dash, and this is y dash, y, O, y dash. So this is what? This point is known as x value. This is the second quadrant, and its value is what? X value is negative, y value is positive. Suppose I am taking a point -2 and 3. Any negative point -2.5 into 7, etc. All these points lying in the second quadrant. So, okay. So, second quadrant is that the part of a plane enclosed by which ray? OX dash ray and OY ray. OX dash ray and OX dash ray. OX dash ray and OY ray. The part of the plane enclosed by OX dash rays and OY ray is known as second quadrant. So second quadrant is Q2. It is a set of group of point, a group of coordinate system such that x value is less than 0, which is a negative value, and y value greater than 0, which is a positive value. You know, any value less than 0 is negative and any value greater than 0 is positive. So x coordinate is negative, so that you can get a point minus 2, 3, minus 7, 8, etc. So these are the second quadrant. Okay, understand? So the part of the plane enclosed by the OX dash rays and OY ray. So these are the points lying on the second quadrant. Let us come to the third quadrant. Third quadrant. Okay, what is third quadrant? What is third quadrant? Suppose this is a coordinate axis, and this is what? X-axis, x, so x dash, and this is y dash. Understand? So this plane, I'm taking little. This is O, and this is y dash, and this is x. So these are the parts of the plane. These are the parts. These parts of the plane. These parts of the plane enclosed by the OX ray and OY dash ray is known as third quadrant. This is third quadrant, Q3. Third quadrant, Q3. Okay. So Q3 is the third quadrant. Or Q3, the part of the plane enclosed by OX dash ray, and OY ray is called third quadrant. And in third quadrant, students say x value negative minus 1, here minus 2, x value is minus 3, means x is less than 0, negative, and here y value minus 1, y value minus 2, and y value minus 3, it means y is less than 0, it means this is also negative and this is also negative. Okay, understand? And this point are negative and negative. Okay. Okay, so here third quadrant is there. It is a coordinate of point x, y such that x is less than 0 and y is less than 0. Both are negative. And the points are like this. If you take a negative number, minus 2, minus 7. Another point, minus 2 by 3 and minus root 5, etc. You can take these points are both negative values, minus root 5. So these are what? Third quadrant. Okay, very clear? Understand? This is about the third quadrant. Okay, let us move to the last. That is known as the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant. Okay, this is the coordinate axis. This is the coordinate axis. This is x, so x dash. This is y, o, y dash. Let us see. This point you see. You see, and OX ray and OY dash ray. Here X value 1 positive, X value 2 positive, X value 3 positive, X value minus 1, Y value minus 1 is negative. Here Y value minus 2 is negative. It means this point in this rays, here X value is positive, X is greater than 0 means positive, and Y value less than 0 means negative. This is called a positive and negative point. Okay? Third quadrant, suppose I am taking a point, first X component positive, any positive number you take, 3 and minus 5 is a point on the fourth quadrant, right? So what is fourth quadrant? Or Q4, the part of the plane enclosed by OX ray and OY ray. OY ray is called fourth quadrant. Is called fourth quadrant. Okay, understand? So the fourth quadrant is a coordinate of points x, y, where such that where x is greater than 0 and y is less than 0, means x value positive and y value positive. So x value 3 and minus 4, 7 and minus 3 by 9, 3 by 11, etc. These are the fourth quadrant. So this is about the fourth quadrant of the coordinate planes. So a plane is divided by the coordinate axis by the four parts, and each part is called a quadrant, 1/4 of the plane, and these quadrants are named as Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Okay, so this is about the fourth quadrant. Another last interesting thing, just I want to tell you. Okay, oh, you're feeling very tired, understand? Okay, so let us see. One interesting thing is that last point I am going to discuss. Have patience and look at carefully. Okay, don't lose patience while you are learning. So this is X, O, X dash. This is Y, O, Y dash. Understand? One thing you learn here. In the first quadrant, X value is positive, Y value is positive. Understand or not? So this is the first quadrant, quadrant 1, and this is the quadrant 2, and this is the quadrant 3, this is the quadrant 4. In the third quadrant, you see this is interesting thing. The X value is negative and Y value is negative. Is it clear? Okay, in the first quadrant, X is positive, Y is positive. Just exactly in the third quadrant, X coordinate is negative, Y coordinate is negative. Similarly, in the second quadrant, the X is what? Negative. X is negative, yes or no? And Y is what? Positive. So, similarly, just opposite. What opposite is there? Here X coordinate is negative, here X coordinate is positive. Here Y coordinate is positive, here Y coordinate is negative. So this is about the fact of the fourth. Sign factor is very important while you are finding the coordinate points. Okay, suppose a question will come, J2, 3 lies in the which quadrant? First to see the sign. Here 2 is a positive real number and 3 is a positive real number. So both X coordinate and Y coordinate is positive. So this is lies in the first quadrant. Similarly, if you write is the minus 2 and 3, here X value is negative, Y value is positive, X coordinate is negative, Y coordinate is positive, so it is lies in the second quadrant. Similarly, if you take minus 2, minus 3, this point both the X coordinate and Y coordinate negative, so this is lies in the third quadrant. In the same manner, if X value is 2, Y value is minus 3, so this point will lies in the fourth quadrant because the x coordinate is positive and y coordinate is negative. Okay, students. So this is about the basic concept of the coordinate geometry. So thank you for your lot of patience you have shown in the class. Thank you, and I hope you will learn a lot of things about the basic idea about the coordinate geometry and what are the quadrants, what are the coordinate of points, how to locate a point in the graph. Also, you can find out with the help of this. Thank you. See you for the next class. Okay.